Good morning, brothers. I'll be presenting the violence in Central African Republic. Before I begin, there are two terms that are key to understand. The Seleka was an alliance of predominantly Muslim rebel movements. The Anti-Balaka was a Christian militia movement. Now that you know both key terms, we shall begin. Central African Republic gained independence on August 13, 1960, and a politician by the name of David Dacko established an authoritarian one-party government. It was only 5 years later that he was overthrown by his own cousin, Colonel Bokassa, who declared himself emperor only 7 years later in 1972. In 1979, France restored Dacko into power, only for him to be overthrown in a coup 2 years later. There were coup after coup after coup after coup d'etat until 2003, when Francois Bozizé became president of Central African Republic in a coup. During the midst of his presidency, Francois Bozizé led a very corruptive government, and he's shown incompetence, which led to several rebel groups attempting to overtake the government itself. It was until 2012 that most Muslim rebel groups combined to form the Seleka, an alliance of predominantly Muslim rebel movements. This group was led by a man named Michel Djotodia. The Seleka committed mass atrocities as they were marching towards Bangui, the capital of Central African Republic. Their utmost mission was to overthrow Bozizé's government. They did not want that man to lead that country. That later became a success in early 2013 when they overthrew Bozizé's government and Michel Djotodia, the leader of the Seleka, became president. Even after they ousted Francois Bozizé as president, the Seleka still continued to terrorize the country. This led to the formation of the Anti-Balaka Christian militia movement. They were fed up with the actions of the Seleka, and they wanted to take their revenge. But instead of targeting the Seleka, they were targeting Muslim civilians. However, keep in mind that the Seleka were attacking, they were terrorizing a heavily dense Christian population. So the retaliation that the Anti-Balaka did to the innocent Muslim civilians has increased religious tensions in Central African Republic. Innocent civilians were stuck amidst the entire situation, and the FOMAC, a peacekeeping force, wanted to take action to come protect the civilians and to disarm the Seleka. However, their actions were still not enough, as ex-Seleka members still decided to come to blend in with the FOMAC to avoid having their weapons disarmed. This is the response that the Seleka had to the Anti-Balaka. Anti-Balaka are not affiliated to any political party, so we consider them to be pure bandits. There are bandits only out to loot people, destroy personal property, and kill civilians. They're not even targeting government institutions. We, the Seleka, before, during, after the rebellion, have not stolen a single nail. The bad apples were here in Bangui. Those were, for the most part, people who grudges took advantage of. The instability of the country after we took over. And this is the response that the Anti-Balaka had. Any situation can bring forth thugs, who act in their own interest. But you cannot really call them thugs, because long before, they were looting at the hands of the Seleka. So now, the Anti-Balaka want to take their revenge and steal from those who stole from them. When the Seleka arrived, they pillaged house after house, pillaged house after house. That's why the young people are unhappy. They're taking revenge by stealing from the Muslim community. President Jojodia steps down as president in 2014. The Seleka flees up north of Central African Republic to continue their attacks. The Ainta Balaka took this as an advantage to continue their attacks on innocent Muslim civilians. As a result of this, there's been a very sharp decline in Muslim population within Central African Republic, from 130,000 all the way down to just under 1,000. Thank you for listening to this presentation.